Hello, welcome to video 4. This video is called Meeting Your Shadow in Real Life. Most people think that shadow work is a private thing. Like it could be journaling sessions or memories that you're uncovering in therapy, moments of catharsis when no one's looking. But I want to offer you something a bit deeper than that. What if the shadow isn't hiding inside of you, but is performing in front of you? In all the faces of the people who trigger you the most? What if it's your reactions, your judgments, your defenses, and not obstacles to awakening, but invitations? That's what I'm going to explore in this video. How to see the shadow not as something that's buried deep inside, but as showing up in every interaction that you have with others. And how, if you know what to look for, life becomes your greatest teacher. There is something that we all carry, quietly and unconsciously. It's a kind of social fear. It's not necessarily panic, and it's not that obvious. It's this kind of tension that we all feel when we're going out socially and interacting with other people. There's a part of us that's always on guard, like we're afraid to be seen, not because we don't have anything to show, because we all have depth to us. We're afraid that what's inside of us might be used against us. If someone sees too much inside of you, they might think less of you. Or worse, they might judge you because we have already judged these parts in ourselves and we expect them to do the same. So, what we do is we perform, we curate like actors, we tighten up our mask, and the real you, that childlike, tender, confused part of you, it gets buried beneath a persona that feels safer. But here's the paradox that you might not have thought of. That persona doesn't make you safe. It makes you invisible. And shadow work is about reversing that. Now, we feel this intimidation, like someone else is taking power over us when we're out and they see a little piece of the real you. You might not say it like that. You might say like they are controlling or arrogant or manipulative people. When you feel this, that's your defense. That's what you label them as. Really, what's happening is a part of you, a young, scared, small part of you that feels seen, it feels judged by someone else's presence. And this makes us feel weak. But we fear being judged not because we're weak, but because we still believe that the judgments we've been carrying since we were little are valid. We still think that someone out there has the power to make us feel small. Now, there is something that I learned that's changed everything for me. I realized that most people who posture for power, critics, bullies, hard to please bosses, cold parents, people who might come up to you in a crowd and say, "Oh, you're wearing that, are you?" You know, people who make these comments, they're trying to take power over you. The reason they do that is because they see themselves as very lowly. They view themselves in such a low light, they feel a desperate need to pull others down below their level so that they can feel like they're elevated. This is why a lot of people actually socially manipulate first. They say a snarky comment, they say something mean, they say something to try and pull you down. Because deep down they expect that you're going to do the same thing to them because they see themselves as so lowly. So they're dragging everyone else down. This is kind of like the crab in the bucket analogy. Um, but when you see what's going on very, very clearly, what's happening in this social interaction, you'll start to feel bad for them, not you. You go, oh, they're making snarky little comments because they obviously see themselves as so low. Here's what you want to do in those situations. Don't react. at all. Not with your vocal tones, not with your body language. If someone tries to take power over you socially, just be like, yeah, okay. Non-reactive. Like, you don't give two tosses. The reason you don't give two tosses is because of how confident you are in yourself. Now, very hard to fake. And I'd say some people might say it's impossible to fake, but you've just gotten a huge indicator of a vulnerability within yourself. You have a belief that they have triggered about you. This is how the world is teaching you more about yourself, how to come into your own personal power and self-knowledge by using the world to teach you what's going on inside. If they're insulting your clothing, this takes you straight back to junior high, right? This takes you right back to your early childhood when you got socially rejected or judged or teased or bullied, and you're right back there. You're the child again. What if that child was supremely confident? Do you think that these people making these snarky comments would have any interaction or influence on you whatsoever? Nah. Now, when we get judged, it's very uncomfortable. So this is about realizing that you're not the victim of projection. You also project. Now, if you have this hurt child inside, you'll be doing the same thing, most likely. You'll probably have this instinct as well to try and pull others down to your level or below so that you feel a bit better about yourself. A lot of us do this socially. It's something that's kind of automated. We can't really help it, but it's a very powerful indicator if you find yourself doing this, that you have some inherent weaknesses in you, parts of you that you heavily judge and that you've been attacking for a long time, perhaps even suppressing, denying about yourself, that you can work on. And when you start to see this with our social interactions, it starts to teach you greater and greater amounts of depth about self knowledge, about this gnosis, about parts of you that you can grow and expand and actually start to heal. Here's an example. You judge others for being fake, but you fake things to stay safe. There's a mirror. The reason you're seeing it in others is because you're judging it in yourself. If you see other people who are acting out to get attention from other people, but you crave it too, just more secretly. You judge others for being too emotional, but you're afraid to express your own emotions. You see how this works. Shadow's not just what was done to you, it's about what you learned to do to protect yourself. Real growth means you notice this without shame, without collapsing into yourself, just you notice it and you accept this is the truth about me as I am. And how good does that feel? It feels really good. It feels really great to acknowledge our weaknesses without hiding from them and going, yep, I do that. I accept that. And if someone calls you out for it, be like, yeah, I do that. And there's this liberation that comes from not suppressing yourself, from being open and honest about yourself. And you might find that people go, wow, they're actually quite brave for admitting their own inherent flaws. Maybe I could do that too. And they usually try and relate to you when you open up truly. But yeah, you do that. But I am also imperfect and I do this. People love it. People love to interact with each other, showing each other their realness. It's such a breath of fresh air when we are being authentically ourselves without needing to play these little power games that we play with each other. I'd like to give you a bit of a practice. Start to treat every interaction you have socially, especially the awkward ones, tense interactions with other people's, as mirrors. It's going to be very difficult at first to see because these interactions are very subtle and we're so used to not seeing what's actually going on as mirrors. But if you interact with someone, you feel that tension, ask yourself, which part of you is reacting? Why are you feeling it? Where's that tension coming from? What belief about yourself is being activated? It might be a little thought that pops up in your head, like, yeah, you look really fat, or oh my God, I'm really awkward with how I talk to people. Things like that come out. And then you can go, right, well, what am I afraid they're going to see? Or what are you afraid you might become? Treat every moment with another human being as data. This is vital stuff. This is how you uncover the gold within. This is how you breach into areas that you've been afraid to look at or to get into. Your life around you is a mirror. Everything's reflecting parts of you back to you, just as you're reflecting parts of other people to them. And this is all information. Now, again, don't forget that we're not here to be perfect. There is no perfect. There's only honest, there's only real. And there is always ways to grow, to heal, to build yourself up into a better state. If you ever want to become the ultimate version of yourself, you got to build it. You have to work at it every day in all your interactions, gaining deeper self knowledge, finding your weak points, finding your vulnerabilities, finding your hurts, finding the ways that you judge yourself, and working with it. The more that you work with these parts of you and you grow it and you develop it and you unlock so you're not feeling the shame, the guilt, the things that are holding you back, the self-sabotage, if you lessen that every day, what happens is you start to build yourself up kind of like a Torah field, a power state, a confident version of you, one that can achieve much greater things than your limited self wants to believe that you can achieve. You're breaking away, you're breaking out of the matrix. This social matrix that we've constructed worked great in the playground, but we are grown adults now. We're interacting on much bigger ways, we're playing much bigger games. If you ever want to have a hope of chasing your dreams and fulfilling them, of going all the way, you need to find the parts of you which are being shown to you every day socially that are actually holding you back and stopping you from gaining that success. Now, this video is a bit shorter than the rest, but I think that it in itself is enough. Go out there and start doing this. Just try it out. Maybe if you have a partner at home, they're upstairs or somewhere in the house, go talk to them and just see if anything comes out. We relax around our partners a lot more often, but you might actually still have that reflection come to you. If you're in a workplace, notice how you're emotionally reacting to the people around you. If you're at school right now, you'll see it very clearly. Observe. Look at the people around you. See how they're talking to each other. See the guards coming up. See the projections, see the mask, the personas coming out of them acting in ways that they think that other people will like them. Open your eyes. This is all happening around you. You're doing it too. Well, thank you. This has been video 4 of the Shadowworks series. This is the social mirror. And look forward to seeing you for the next one. We are going to continue diving deeper and deeper into ourselves, finding the real, authentic version of you, pulling it out and expressing it in the world. And in this, we are empowering ourselves. See you next time.